Yo,
Wow.
there we are.
Yeah. The pictures are so good.
Yeah, the pictures are great. As you can see, we're joined by Psychic, and Dylan Sprouse as well. Or, sorry, Land Eagle. He does look surprisingly a lot of like one of the Sprouse twins,
Yeah.
aka the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody twins, for anyone that might not know.
Imagine not knowing.
Yeah, imagine. I actually watched the D&D podcast as well. That's where I know him from. I don't know him from Sweet Life on Deck or anything.
One of them went to a Smash tournament and just like hopped on commentary.
Well, no idea what was going on.
He like vaguely knew, but I think he was like trash. But I cannot confirm or deny.
Fair. And do you know what I can confirm and deny? That this is episode 11 of the LSF podcast.
Wow, episode 11. How'd you figure that out, Curly?
I asked like about 6 times and then counted all the ones on the YouTube channel. And then did some maths. So yeah. How are we doing today, guys? How's things?
I'm all right. I have 5 shifts left at work, and each one of them, I feel closer to death.
It's fair. How are you doing, Jody?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm very busy right now with work, university work, but it's all good. All good.
Uni work.
You must be
Yeah.
nearly
Also,
done.
handshakes for the left side of the screen. You know, and we're showing up like we're supposed to be. So
Yeah.
handshakes all around. Congrats to us.
All I'll say is
Thank you for no one trying to shake hands with me.
This is one sec, Truthman. This is you. That is you.
Yeah.
The child of the organization. This is exactly you. Know what I said? I said I'll quote this before we went live. It doesn't matter what picture I use. Truthman will never see it because he won't watch back the podcast. So you know what? You've proved me wrong, and I respect that. But
also, I don't know if you care. We don't have chat on screen.
I know we don't because I said I don't care enough.
Fair enough.
Because I couldn't be bothered to work it out. Get fucked. Whoa.
Whoa.
That's not very nice, Truthman. I don't like that.
Yeah.
For anyone that can't see that happened to be watching this, Truthman's been very rude in chat. Doesn't show up for the podcast. Doesn't supply me with a picture to use. So I use the most logical conclusion. Just child that is on Twitch. And he's offended. Like, are you not similar age? Like, would you not have been in the same year at school as Psychic?
I think Truthman might be a year older, but I have no idea.
Yeah, but they're close enough. It's possible. Bar maybe that like Truthman probably got like moved up like 6 years in school because he was so smart.
True.
Oh.
Yeah, being in college at 17 is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it's. I think I talked about this before, so I feel like we're going to go into another conversation. But there's a guy in my school who got put up 1 year, and he just couldn't go out drinking when everyone else was going out drinking, and would just like be there like a year younger than everyone else, just vibing. And I feel like that's probably not too good for your mentals. You know what I mean? You're literally different, and you're like a year younger, like mature wise. I think it just takes a few years for your brain to go and click in the gear, and you'll be sweet.
I think it just depends because I grew up with a lot of like older siblings that were like 5-6 years older, and so I was just like a lot more mature than a lot of people in my grade just because I just hung out with older people. So I think it just depends on your upbringing, really.
Yeah, he was the oldest child in his family. Both his parents were like massive hippies, and like didn't believe in like a lot of things, and were big marijuana smokers allegedly. Because it's illegal, of course.
Americawanas.
Yeah, the sweet Mary Jane. But of course it's illegal, so I'll say allegedly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you dox him and his parents.
Yeah, so they actually used to live at... and this is his full name. Yeah, an experience. Yeah, we're actually, I guess, on the note of why the pictures are different. Truthman isn't here because of a neighbor-related accident, and Lion Eagle isn't here because he's trying to get his sleep pattern on schedule. But every night I see him awake at 3 a.m, so it mustn't be going well for him at all.
I will say he didn't reply when I added him in the Discord this time, so he might actually be asleep this time.
Or he's pretending.
He's calling him out.
He's going like...
He's like...
like fucking one of I should say one of the dwarfs. One of the I was gonna say the sleepy one. Sleepy, the sleepy one.
Yo, the sleepy.
Yo, don't. I fucking love those. Well, what are their actual names?
It's the Voros twins. I don't know their first names. We can probably find out.
Da Vinci twins? Da Vinci?
Da
I
Vinci?
see. Originally, I'm gonna say when I originally seen them, I was like, this isn't funny because it feels like they're trying to be funny.
Mm.
But now that I'm watched more than 2 or 3 of their TikToks ever, I'm like, they know what they're doing, and I respect it to fucking the end of the earth. I love it.
It is very because we've talked about this. It went from oh, I don't like this. Oh, I like this ironically. Oh, I unironically love this.
Like once you realized that they knew what they were doing, you were like,
it's genius.
fucking comedy god. You a savant of the twins, Jody. Are you up there?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I enjoy them. I will say.
I just
No.
I feel like I mention this every episode, but the fact that them and Slime interact on Twitter is probably my favorite thing.
Yeah.
just like its own two worlds colliding that should never have met.
Hey, it's only $60 for a cameo.
This is actually a good topic. What are the weirdest worlds collided moments that you've ever experienced? Where two things came together and you went, why are you doing this? Why are you here?
Ninja being at Ludwig's poker thing was pretty weird. He seemed like such a random include.
Yeah, but I you say that, but he's probably one of the only few people in the Twitch/streaming sphere that just has that much money to go around.
Fair.
Which, yeah, I get it. It also did link off to that fucking hilarious picture of him laughing in your man's face.
Phil's face, dude. That's so good. He was super chill on that stream. I liked him a lot, actually.
I didn't watch it.
I think his actual streaming stuff is kind of cringe, but he was pretty chill at the poker thing.
The first one that sort of came to my mind was, this is kind of niche, but are you aware of who Kitty Pryce is?
No.
Jody, you know who Kitty Pryce is, right?
Yeah.
So Kitty Pryce is I can't think of a nice way to explain her. She's kind of
English media personality and model.
Yeah. In theory, yeah. She was a model in her time. She's kind of known now for showing up on TV shows and being a personality. If I had to say it with being very stereotypical, she has quite a bimbo-y sort of personality. Is that fair,
Sure.
Jody, or can you think of a better way?
I mean, yeah, I think that's fair enough.
She was married to Peter Andre for a while, if that means anything to you. Peter Andre is one of my all-time crushes in life, unrelated to this. But basically she was kind of like a model who not Paige. Oh, what's the word? I can't even think of Paige. But kind of like Playboy, but without actually getting naked. That's what Page 3. That's what Page 3 was. Basically, she just was known for being a very attractive lady, but she's a bit thick. She's not all there upstairs. She was on a Sidemen video. If you know who KSI is. Yeah. She was in KSI has a group with all his friends, and she was in a video with them where she did a blind dating thing, and it was so confusing. She's quite a character, and it was just this weird world colliding of YouTube personalities and some semi irrelevant character that I know from childhood. It was just weird. It was just very weird. And anyone that knows who Kitty Pryce is going, why did they ever interact? Why?
Yeah. I didn't know what you were gonna say, but I would expect it.
Yeah, not expect me to ever say the Sidemen and fucking Kitty Pryce did a video together. No. KSI and Kitty Pryce in the same room, just a weird one.
Well, isn't KSI? He also did a video with Blue Van Man, right?
Did he?
Is that no? Who did he do? Who did?
It's True
Blue Van Man
Geordie.
do videos with?
True Geordie.
Oh, okay.
Who has done videos with KSI and stuff. So there's a link.
Right.
There's a link. If do fair, I think everyone should like legally required to do a video of Blue Van Man, but that's its own kettle of fish.
Fair enough. Fair enough. One that was really worlds colliding to me is when Moist Critical invited like all of the science YouTubers down to Florida, and they just had like a science week that included putting dildos in liquid nitrogen and then throwing them against walls and watching them shatter.
When the fuck did that happen?
It was like last year. They also like made napalm in his warehouse. The shit was insane.
That's.
He just invited like all of the smartest people on YouTube to just fuck around.
I didn't even know that.
It was
did.
like William Osmond, Peter Streepel, Backyard Scientist. Michael Reeves wasn't there, sadly. They ended up calling Mark Rober more than once to ask advice on something before they did it.
Fair. I've recently become aware of the existence of William Osmond because I have like binge watched everything that he's ever done.
Mm.
Like I know I'm like 4 or 3 years too late in this, but the house burning down just sort of hit me a bit hard.
Yeah, that shit was insane. Very sad.
Kind of crazy.
And then he was homeless and like living in an RV for like over a year.
Yeah, and kind of just like vibed with it. And see if I lived in an RV, I would probably have just like drove it off a cliff or something. Like it would drive me insane. I couldn't do it.
It would not be great.
Having to like stop off at specific spots to empty my shit would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the RV stayed parked in his like parents in front of his parents' house, so I assume they could just like go shit in his parents' house.
Yeah, but what if you didn't want to do that? You know, like you can't even shit in your own toilet. Like that's like the most necessity of life. You can't sit down and have a nice shit in your own toilet. Like what's the point in life? Can you think of any weird world collides, Jody?
I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think. I don't know.
There's just like I think just what you're thinking. One that's even kind of weird when you think about it retrospectively. It's quite an old one, but the fact that Danny DeVito is on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like when he joined.
Yeah.
Because like the show kind of wasn't going anywhere, and then they were like, Danny DeVito.
Yeah, because like when you think about it now, you're like, oh, Danny DeVito he's always been on it. But when you go back and watch it, so it was like the start of the second season or something. I think they brought him in because they were our third season. They were like, you need something to like you get a big star in, and we're not gonna keep it going. Or maybe it was like 4 episodes in or something. I can't remember. But
he joined in the start of season 2, I believe.
Yeah, it was the start of something, and it's just weird that he was there. Considering you look at the stuff that he had done before, it wasn't like a natural progression. And they say even to this day that like when he does, like he just does what they tell him. Like he doesn't know 90% of what he's doing. I love that.
Man just shows up and gets a paycheck.
No, not like he walks around like he's like got dementia and doesn't know what's happening. I mean, like if they're like, yo, you need to do this and say this word, and he's like, okay. It just doesn't know what it means.
You need to shave your entire body, cover yourself in oil, and hide in the couch. He's like, you got it.
Yeah. And then can you also shave your body again, cover yourself in hand sanitizer, and crawl on the floor like a slug? Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely.
Why do we some other
you
like...
know, when Fred was on TV, when John Cena would like get involved and just like cameo as his father, that used to always spin me out.
Yeah, I think in the second Fred movie, he was his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fred cinematic universe, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have watched a video recanting all of the Fred movies.
Same. I haven't watched them personally, but I have watched a video of some guy explaining the plot of all of the Fred movies. I
watched them when they came out. I watched them all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a Fred fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not because it was good, but because it's like, I don't know.
It was the start of YouTube, though. It was the start of like everything that exists now. I know it wasn't the start, but it was like one of the first things I remember being someone like.
Yeah, he was like one of the first 5 like pretty recognizable YouTubers.
For me, like the thing that made me get on YouTube, I didn't even know what the website was called. They were like, you need to watch Food Battle and you need to watch Fred. And I'm like, yo, because I think I seen this tweet recently. Somewhat like reasonably big YouTuber tweeted it. It's like, still waiting for the next Food Battle. It's got me feeling kind of bad. I'm like, that's fuck.
Do you know who tweeted that tweet?
No.
It was fucking Evan.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, because it was one of those ones. Like I was just scrolling down on Twitter, and I was like, "That's funny," and
That is
then
funny.
that's funny. I was like, "Yeah, but it's kind of true though."
Mm. Yeah, those were really up. I liked Food Battle a lot. Another one that is kind of like a Worlds Collide thing is Nigahiga joining OTV. I'm like, oh, that's insane.
Wait,
What?
what? When? What?
Ryan Higa.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if he like joined OTV, but like he did like a lot of content with OTV like a year ago, and I was like, this is
Oh.
insane. I thought you died because I
Oh.
had not heard anything from him in like 5 years, and then he's just randomly in a bunch of OTV videos.
Yeah, well, I think he kind of did. He did that with a lot of things because he was on the Sidemen channel as well with like KSI and stuff when they were in wherever the hell they were at.
Similarly, in that vein, I knew Sear from like 10-ish years ago when he was like doing content with like Jack's Films and stuff, and then seeing him pop up in OTK videos, I was like, wait, is that Sear? And it's like, it's, I don't know, it's crazy to see him glow up like that.
Trying to think of like what other like really good ones there are, but like there's just weird interactions that I appreciate. Like Twitter is the best place for it, where you just go on and go, why is such and such like replying to whoever. It's actually just like if you go on Connor Eats Pants' Twitter and just look at the people he interacts with, they're the kind of interactions that you're like, why is this happening and who is this? How did this happen? Because there's some other person, I can't remember who it was, but he just had this like full blown conversation with like some actor for no particular reason. I'm like, what is this? The power of the like tick mark on Twitter that like people, they just assume that you have like this degree of relevancy that'll keep you going. I don't know. It's
No,
got
I
me.
saw
Sorry, go on.
recently, like I think it was today actually. You know, I don't know if you guys know, like Matt Watson. He like made a tweet about stealing Shay Carl's board ape, and then there's like this really weird like Twitter thread where Shay Carl actually responds, and like they're just talking on Twitter, which is kind of weird.
I had to Google Shay Carl because I like knowing you know a name, but you don't know. Like I couldn't put a.
Yeah,
I was like,
Also, an old head YouTuber.
yeah. I was
yeah,
like,
I
I
used
He
to
know.
kinda,
love.
like cheated on his wife or something. He
Yeah,
had kind of a falling out. Yeah.
yeah.
He had like 3 kids and just cheated on his wife. I'm like, let's
Yeah,
go.
I think they've got 5 kids, but like
Oh, they have
they
5? My
they
bad.
ended up back together though, and he's doing vlogging again. So I don't know.
Oh, now I remember why.
Interesting.
No, it was the YouTube channel. And it was the Shay Tards. That's why that comes
Yeah.
into my head. Oh,
Yeah.
that aged well.
Yeah.
Oh. It's not that bad, but like not aged well at all. Apparently, he was in a TV show, a few TV shows. What the fuck?
That I don't know.
He was in Studio C as Johnny the Flogfather.
She.
Wow. Actually, one of his best roles. Merry Christmas. Happy 6th birthday, Daxton. I'm just actually just Googled them to see like what I'm looking at.
6. Oh my god, I'm old. I used to watch them like I don't know. I used to watch a lot of like family YouTube videos. I don't know. I think I've been on like every side of YouTube. There was a point where I was in like the depth of like British vloggers, and I'm glad I'm not there
Oh,
anymore.
you were watching Alfie Days every day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had like Marcus Butler merch.
Yeah. I'll say it, for like a year I watched Alfie Days vlogs. And I don't know what it was. I think maybe it was just like a routine thing where you knew you were gonna wake up every day and like
Yeah,
and know what someone else is doing. It sounds very creepy, but it's the fact that you know you can just wake up every day and go, there will be a video from here to watch if it's 2 minutes long about someone going to the gym, having a fucking cookie and like saying hello to a dog. And you're like, this is great.
yeah.
What who else? I'm trying to think now of like other people that like I just like religiously watched and I'm like, where have they, what has happened to them? Alfie Days is definitely one of them. All I remember is he got into like I say a while ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago, got into like
45 years ago.
I'm out. See you later. Stop streaming.
Stop.
He got into like some stupid debate about like React content and all this here. And it was just so here. Well, what's Suella doing?
She still vlogs, doesn't she?
I swear she did like like a sex toy review once.
Yeah, she's got like a company, doesn't she, where she like makes them or something like that. And she either makes them or she reviews them. I saw her. I don't know. I'm not really up to date with it.
I'm Google. Why was Zoella dropped? Excuse me.
Literally, the only thing I know about Zoella is that when Tomska does his vlogs and he like goes to the store, him and his girlfriend play Where's Zoella.
Fine. So hello. Yeah.
Okay, so the YouTube personality Zoella. Apparently, she was like, do you know media studies, the GCSE?
Yeah.
So she was like a part of the GCSE curriculum as like an example, but she got dropped because of her sex toys. Because
Wow.
because the whole thing was, I think they used her as like an example of like a social media like influencer that was considered like okay enough for kids to like, you know, like I say kids, teenagers to like look up. Everyone's like, what the fuck? What did she do now? Sorry, I've just why like I just like went onto her Twitter. Over on Zoella, you'll find a
I
beginner's
swear she
guide to the
just.
contraceptive pill. This was 7 hours ago.
Oh.
Sharing everything you need to know about the combination of progestin only pills and how you. She just become like a sex blogger. I know
I
that.
think this is probably in response to Roe v. Wade being overturned in the U.S.
I don't know what that is.
So Roe v. Wade was a court case that basically said that all women have the right to get a safe abortion, like nationwide. And the Supreme Court was like, that seems cringe. We're going to make it so where the states get to decide. And 14 states instantly outlawed it completely. So women no longer get to decide things about their own body because old white people in Congress said that they didn't want them to, and it's very cringe and bad. And so people are talking, or a lot of people are talking out and like ways to like prevent unwanted pregnancies and or deal with it without having to get an abortion. Because like there are pills that you can take that essentially do an abortion without like having to do like the full abortion. It's a whole thing, and I
Okay.
assume that's what this is.
No. It's just. It's actually not, but that's
I,
fair.
I'm looking at it. But no,
Well,
you're right. This is just birth control.
yeah, this is just birth control, and also like the thing is empowered content to watch, read, learn, and shop, good vibrations, and breaking taboos, more self pleasure, less BS. What a queen!
Only 1 in 3 women see themselves as
Yeah,
investors.
yeah. This is like what's the word I'm looking for? This is like what every like 20 mid 20-year-old to mid 30-year-old white woman is wanting right now. Like this is what they like. I feel like in my head that every like person is sitting down and going, I think I need to find the right vibrator for me. What is one sec? Today on Zoella, we are sharing 50 of the small joys worth celebrating. Fresh picked strawberries, orchestra warming up, early morning latte, homie, kitten purrs, new plant growth, getting mail from the mailbox, sunshine on your
All right.
skin.
Want something that we can do on stream for the podcast?
Well, what depends what it is. Zoella article or not Zoella article? Wait 1 second. Holy shit! What a fucking meme. I,
We can definitely probably do this on stream, right?
No, I don't think we can. But on a different note, look at this absolute fire meme that Zoella posted.
Can you pull the meme up on stream? Oh no.
It's a picture of a shower head and says how it started, and then a picture of a whole bunch of sex toys saying how it's going. Jesus.
That's insane. What I had sent Curly was the "What type of vibrator are you?" personality quiz.
Yeah. Well, that was time bad. Clearly, the wedding with. Is she even still together with Alfie? Actually, this is kind of the lore that I need to know.
They got a kid, don't they?
Are Alfie Days and Zoella married? He's engaged. Are they married? Okay, they've been engaged for a long time. Are they still together is the question. They do have a kid. Okay, I guess they're still together. Damn.
You guess? What does that mean?
Well, there's nowhere saying that they're not together, and when I look up engaged, there's about 400 articles about how they're not engaged, but they're together. Or maybe, I don't know.
Eat the Rich is trending. That's cool.
Well, yeah. Speaking of eat the rich, fucking Alfie days. There's this really funny thing of like he's quite like he's not a Tory, but he's stereotypical like from a rich white boy family. And he once did a YouTube video that got like loads of backlash, and it was like surviving on £1 a day.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Judy?
The £1 challenge.
The £1 challenge, where you have to survive as if you're on the fucking poverty line, and you only have £1 to eat food every day. And you go to Tesco and you get a big thing of spaghetti for 17p, and then you treat yourself with a fucking biscuit that costs 10p, and you're loving life, and you've got 40p left over. So you buy a fucking chicken stock. Like,
Yeah.
like it's crazy. There's a few like of those videos out there, but it's just the fact that he's like this is like real at the time was this very wealthy like white guy who was like considered like a Tory, and they were like, this is kind of in bad taste. It's like me, like say I was like really wealthy and like some millionaire and going, guys, today I'm gonna live like a normal person. I only have £100 to survive the week. How am I gonna survive?
Like, wow, however will you do what everyone else does on the reg?
Yeah, I had to get on a bus today.
Bus is cringe. Imagine having to ride the bus.
Yeah, speaking of buses, have you been on many buses today? Z? Have you had any interesting bus stories? I know it's not on the
I
thing,
haven't
but I
had
gotta know.
I don't know, like the most interesting thing is that like the US has lifted travel mandates requiring people to wear masks. And for the most part, people on the bus have just like all universally agreed that the bus is a fucking disgusting place, and like 85% of people just still wear a mask on the bus.
It's fair.
Like in stores and stuff, people don't wear masks, but on the bus, everyone's like, nah, fuck this. So I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah, I was out on Saturday. I went out with my friends because I'm popular. Do my once a month old person thing where we have to legally go outside. Um, and like I forgot to bring a mask. It was the first time I've been out and forgot to bring a mask with me, and it didn't matter at all because I feel like this whole like Northern Ireland as a whole has just decided that it's over.
Yeah,
COVID.
that's what the US is doing.
Yeah.
Like they literally put out guidelines. They're like, hey, you're probably going to get COVID like twice a year indefinitely now, but just chin up.
Drink some
Make
water.
sure you keep getting vaccinated. I was like, all right, cool, thanks.
Drink some water, buy some paracetamol, you'll be grand.
Yeah. So we've stopped trying to prevent people from getting it, and now it's just like how to live with getting COVID twice a year. Like, all right, thanks. Love that.
The iron lung. That's deep cut. Any iron lung enjoyers in chat?
In fact, not an iron lung enjoyer. Sorry.
What?
Why the fuck is Ferb trending on Twitter?
One sec. Is there like an absolute body verb picture going around? You know, like
I
how
hope so.
like older.
No, just a bunch of seemingly unrelated Ferb tweets. They're not like rallying for anything.
Let's say, let me old verb.
Ferb's just kind of popping off right now.
Well, verb always been kind of popping off. All I'm saying is like going to college. Verb was just kind of a. Well, I was gonna say body, but he's not. He's the kind of guy that like.
Not.
But no, he was the kind of guy that like give the energy of like I'm better than you. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this picture? Who drew this?
Wow.
I know no one can see what I'm looking at, but it just I feel like
Stop doing this. Show chat.
No, I'm just looking at old Ferb and I just seen like a really badly drawn picture of like grown up. Like it's not even the right art style. Let me change it. Let me change the view. You can see what I'm looking at.
Is this where you forgot to put? Oh, you did. Never mind. I was
Oh.
like, you forgot to put line
No.
truth made on the second one. Right.
This is just like fair play to katieDiaz.deviantart.com, but I like no.
Does that child have a goatee?
The child have a goat? No, it's he's like has a lolly or something.
It definitely looks like he has a goatee. That's canon.
Ferb like having emotion kind of throws me off. It's like this is actually kind of a vibe. I like this one.
That was good.
Like,
actually, I lied because Phineas's soul patch is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
but it feels accurate though.
It doesn't.
It kind of does though. Also, this kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't like this.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm afraid to scroll down further, but I'm gonna do it. Damn. Top 10 cutest moments in anime. That's all I'll say.
That was a very cute moment.
Holy crap! Oh my god! One sec. This
Although,
guy.
shout out to Fur for pulling Vanessa.
Yeah, this
That
guy.
dude definitely fucked your bitch.
Yeah, this guy's in your bed. What you do? What you doing? Fuck.
Ferb got me feeling some type of way. I'll say it.
Yeah, what a fucking look at him as well. What a fucking geek. What is this movie? I remember this movie existing. Also, the Eiffel Tower is way bigger than this. Oh, wait, one sec. Shiny fucking Perry? Holy crap.
What?
I didn't get off this tangent.
I hate that actually. They color swapped everyone.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I guess while we're in the interlude, one thing that we'll bring up for any OG listeners of the podcast, you'll be aware of piss bed. Unfortunately, it's happened again. I rolled in more piss, not on purpose. Once again, not on purpose. It was half. It was like I can tell you what time it was if I bothered to scroll back. Because I literally put it straight into the chat. I was like, I fucking did it again. I've rolled in piss. It's horrible. I hate my life. Oh, here it is. Oh, wait, no, 1 second. Oh, it doesn't give me the time. But I basically just like went into this like massive rant about how this always happens to me at the most inconvenient times. My dog doesn't want to go outside when it's raining to piss. And then she pissed in my bed. And then I got into the bed. And then I went for a roll. AKA rolling into my bed to go to bed. And then just felt massive wet patch on my back, and it was piss.
I'm so glad that this has happened twice now.
Yeah.
It's like the worst thing that's happened to me is like Jesse threw up on the couch one time, and I was like, "Ah, Jesse."
So I just seen you spamming piss bed and shit.
I had no idea what you're talking about.
Nice, good job. That wasn't on the. I haven't put this chat on the stream.
That could be anyone's piss bed.
Yeah, it could be anyone's piss bed. Couldn't be me.
It could be your piss bed.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that one out there for the real homies. Another thing I did want to talk about though, which is breaking news in the past like 5 hours or something. It's actually probably a bit longer than that.
We're probably the first podcast to talk about this. Let's go.
Very possible. And also it's going to get uploaded 2 weeks later. Girls Trip, the event put together by QT Cinderella, was cancelled.
I always want to like make QT stand for something like Quinsel Trilea Cinderella.
Quadruped. Triceratops. But yeah, it was cancelled because someone got COVID. No naming.
Who do we think it was?
Minx.
Place your bets. Place your bets.
Minx.
Did she? As she already said it.
I don't know, but Minx is still in the house.
I did see that she was still in the house.
Mm-hmm. But for context, I guess if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, Cutie Cinderella she did like shit camp and she did a few other like events, and she did one where she got together a whole bunch of female streamers, and they literally were like basically doing like a sleepover weekend like with events and stuff. Like that's the best way I can really put it. So like I watched like one of the first stream where they did like I don't know if it was the first one, but they at some point did like painting and stuff. It was really like it was really fun, but sadly called off.
They also have done Jenga so far before the event got canceled.
Yes, I watched the YouTube video actually. So
I've seen it uploaded. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
So yeah, if it went anywhere like as well as shit camp it went, I think it would have got a lot of clips and a lot of really good stuff. Also, just a lot of people you wouldn't ever expect to see interacting, which I think is probably the best part about it. Just seeing like Lily Pichu and Minx and like other like Alinity in the same place, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, Lily Pichu and Alinity together is like that's an odd pairing. I'll say it. My guess for the one who got COVID is Andrea Botez.
I don't think we'll ever find out. Yeah, he's the one that Truthman has a chance with.
I think so because she just turned 19. I think.
think she just turned 20.
It's very because like it's so like because like obviously she goes to like a bunch of like streamer functions and stuff like that. There's no way she's not getting drunk, and it's like I don't know. It's weird to think about because like she is so young. There's like a lot of young people in the chess here. Like Anna Kramling is also I think just turned 20, and it just I don't know. I can't imagine being that popular and that famous at that young of an age and like having to worry about things like that. Because like if you're a fucking Humegalo getting drunk at like 19, who gives a shit? But when you're like someone famous like that, it's like I don't know. You're like under more scrutiny.
Yeah, I feel like there's more people that like more popular examples you could look at, like you know, Miley Cyrus and stuff, like the people like that who got like the Disney
Disney
stars.
people definitely are under the most scrutiny. Or fucking what is it? Justin Bieber smoked weed and a bunch of 14-year-old girls cut themselves.
Oh shit! I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Wasn't like cut for Bieber or something
It
trending?
was cut for Bieber.
Yeah, the whole direction.
Jody's out here like, oh fuck.
Oh no! Don't remind me.
Don't bring up the Biebs. One Direction, I think, also had something similar happen.
Yeah, I remember that.
The actual question: did One Direction were they a worldwide thing?
Yeah.
I just don't
Or
know.
I guess they were definitely in America. I can tell you that.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I knew they were in the UK because
Yeah.
they're like kind of from here. I just didn't know if it was
Yeah,
one
they
of those
started
things
the
that
X Factor.
I didn't know if it was one of those things where they were massive, but like in our little world, you know.
Yeah, no, they were fucking huge. I had a lot of friends that were Directioners.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it, though, like it was cool to like be like, oh, One Direction cringe. But fucking That's What Makes You Beautiful, banger to this day. Song fucks.
Yeah, I said I hated it, but did know all the words. To hate it, of course. Yeah.
I appreciate them more now, but I found actually recently on my Facebook, you get like Facebook memories,
Uh-huh.
and I saw this thing. It was the day that I think it was the day that Zayn left One Direction or something, and I did like some stupid rant on Facebook saying like, I don't care about One Direction. Stop crying about Zayn. There's real issues in the world. I hate One Direction.
Yeah, you know what? I think I did the same thing, and Z, you can't even pretend you haven't done something similar. That's like the most noticed Z thing I could ever think of.
I don't think it was about One Direction, but I've definitely made rants about stuff.
Yeah,
like
something
that.
similar. It's like, guys, can we stop talking about Justin Bieber smoking weed and give people money that are in Africa? No, I've done that 100%. I've just deleted them all now.
Fair.
Not that I don't disagree with the statement. It's just so cringe.
Yeah. If Facebook is good for anything, it's making you realize how cringe you were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did loads of Facebook live streams as well with one of my friends, and they always like pop up every year. Oh man.
Jody's going
I'm
to Facebook
glad I
gaming.
never did Facebook. Yeah, I was gonna say Jody signs an exclusivity contract to Facebook Gaming. She's leaving Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've always been a streamer, is what you're saying, Jody.
Yeah.
In your
Day
blood.
one.
Wow.
Came out the womb streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited to see that event. Sorry, back to the fucking girl trip. I really, really wanted to see it. So I really enjoy all those things. I really like the interactions and like the weird things that come out of it, like even the little stupid in jokes. Like just I don't know. I love that part of Twitch. Like a lot of the people that are there, like I love the whole like little OTK like Ludwig-averse interactions and stuff. Like that's not the way to say it, and that sounds very offensive, but that's the only way I can put them all together. Like I love seeing all those interactions and then all the things that spread off from that, and then seeing like random like Nihachu was or Nikki or whatever her name is was there.
Yeah, Nihachu.
And I'm like, what? I know she's friends with Minx, but just this is even more out of the realm of like weirdness. Like you've traveled from, I think she was in Germany or she was in the UK at the time to be here. So strange, but I love it all at the same time. And in that Jenga video, there is not a massive spoiler, but Linny sends a picture of her feet the NMP, and I'm like, this is great.
Of course, of course.
I love this. These are just the interactions I love, and it's like it's just all pure fucking content build. I love it.
Mhm.
The only thing I don't,
Yeah.
sorry, the only thing
go
I
ahead.
don't like
Sorry.
about it is I feel like like obviously I can't say because it sounds so fucking parasocial and that word I hate using it, but I feel like you can see Cutie like about to have a mental breakdown sometimes.
Yeah, when she does events like that.
Yeah, and she's
She's
like,
either drunk or on the verge of a mental breakdown,
Yeah.
and there's no in between.
yeah. Like there was one where she was like for the painting thing, she was like handing out all the stuff, and people were like reading them to the camera, and she was like, "Guys, can you be quiet when they're reading, please?" Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. I was gonna. The people that were there are Cutie, Justin Minks, Maya, both of the Botez sisters, Alex and Andrea, Alinity, Sidion, Lily Pichu. Beanans ended up not making it, so they were gonna fly out Code Miko. Kato Cat, who is Erob's girlfriend. Katamina, who I don't know, Arya Saki, Quarter Jade, Alex, and XS Choco Bars, but she had tested positive beforehand, so they sent in someone else. I forgot who her replacement was, but
Katamine is Young, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just that's like her username.
And just a lot of really awesome, like top female streamers from a bunch of different corners of Twitch, and she was just like, let's bring them together and do shit camp, but with all women. Because one thing I really like that Cutie and I have been doing is like empowering women on Twitch and being like, hey, listen, like we're some bad bitches. And because I feel like women on Twitch, they get like a bad rap. It's like, oh, you're only popular because you're hot or whatever. And so they are just like, I don't know, out here doing bad bitch shit and proving that like, hey, we're popular because we're fucking good at what we do. And you'll love to see it.
Yeah, that's why I go in the women's chat and tell them they're not attractive, so they no. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think
be a mod and makes this chat to be able to pull up Curly's chat logs.
Well,
Yeah.
well. I was gonna say I just got my 22 month. I go in every month to literally send the same message that I send every month about my dog not being a guinea pig for like a year. A joke that's nearly 2 years old now.
Nice.
Not even a joke because I'm the only one that knows it. Didn't even
Does she know it at least?
No.
Like thanks to the 22 months, fucking Humegalo, never seen you in chat.
On a different note, British Parliament, thanks for the follow.
What?
You can't see it, but British Parliament, whoever that is, has just followed Jodie's channel. I love it. I love that. Yo,
Thank you.
The whole British Parliament, Bojo, you in chat?
Bojo in chat. But fucking, what was a couple of days ago? I like resubscribed to Stans for like my 6 months or whatever, and then fucking 3Try-Indies like resubscribed for 16 months. So I was like, all right, bitch, you can't gotta put me like this.
Yeah, and then he was like, yo, all the task manager people here, yo, and I was like, yeah, because they were watching me, the better streamer.
I made it in a Stans video this week. Proud of myself.
Which one?
In the Reddit recap, or the community cap.
Oh,
whatever.
yes.
It was my fucking Afghans and Stans Dono walling notices Z, which is like such a one-off joke I forgot I had made, and then it made it in the video. Yeah. I'm like, let's go.
He
did an unrelated rant off of my Dono walling me meme.
Did you know who edited that video?
That was funny. It was Lion Eagle, I saw.
Yeah. My post didn't make it in because, whatever. But
because you're cringe. Post better memes. Post handshake memes. That's all I'm good for is handshake memes.
My next one, it's already popping off with the whole 14 upvotes.
Stans lied, Rafa died.
Yeah, it's kind of based on true though.
Literally any fucking driver.
I was gonna go to the effort of putting Stan's face in, but then I thought, nah, don't think I will. Yeah, very happy. I realize I'm in more Stan's videos than I'd like to admit, because sometimes my comments are like zoomed in on.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah.
Man, it's almost like you're personal friends with two of his editors.
Well,
And you're also funny in chat.
well,
And Stans also reacts to your chat messages.
yeah, it's crazy. Then it's almost
It's like you're a valued member of the community
yeah,
or
it's
something.
almost
That's
as if I
crazy.
spend all my fucking time in his chat when he's live, or his chat when he's live. That's crazy.
I've got 5 days of work left, and then I'm done for the summer. You better believe I'm gonna be living in Stan's chat. It'll just be me and you fucking playing off of each other in chat.
One second, new Twitter login. Someone new logged into the LSF account 1 minute ago. One sec, it's Truthman. I assume Truthman has logged in.
It's gonna be so funny if he like tweets something about not being psychic.
Yeah, nah, I'm assuming that's what. I'm assuming this happened 1 minute ago, so I'm assuming. No, it's not. Okay, it's not. I was just waiting for Truthman to go. I need it to be known that I'm not 12. Bless his soul.
Oh wait, it could have been me actually.
Oh, okay.
How
Well,
did you just sign into the Twitter? Congrats on finally signing into the Twitter.
Congrats.
I've made it.
So, I kind of wanted to wait for Lion Eagle to be here to talk about this, but let's talk about it. We need a 4th person for the LSF Fortnite team.
Oh,
Because Lion Eagle may or may not be doing a Fortnite stream here soon, which me and Curly will be participating in. And we, like, none of us are big streamers, obviously, but we know very clouded people. And so I feel like if we just, like, asked the right people and pulled the right strings, we could very easily end up on Ludwig's Fortnite Mondays.
true.
Or Ludwig Mondays featuring Fortnite, sorry.
Yeah,
But, like, none of us give a shit about Fortnite, and we also only have 3 people that can play Fortnite without their computer dying. So it's like, fuck.
we can just bring in Cans. He actually
We
plays
could just bring in
Fortnite.
Cans.
Yeah, he actually plays Fortnite.
Fair.
He's a Fortnite gamer, you might say.
Yeah. Back in my day, I default danced all over like 2 people. So kind of good. Also played in on console, so I'd get rolled by any of the keyboard turbo verges.
Yeah, I never played because like I was like old enough that like when Fortnite came out, it was like, ooh, Fortnite kind of cringe. It was like or like only kids play Fortnite. Is where I was at when Fortnite came out. And then I just don't like games like that, and I just don't play shooters or like battle royales or in general. So it's like not my cup of tea. But I will take one for the team and learn some Fortnite. We were talking about this as like open disaster content, that I want to pick a game that's like Rocket League or like Valorant or something, or CS:GO, and then just have them drag my dead corpse through ranked. Like having to win ranked matches when you have a fucking useless person on your team. I think that'd be good content.
There's what I used to do, what me and like a few friends I had, like not like they're dead, no, they're still still friendly with them. Yeah, we used to go on the mighty Xbox Live and play FIFA Pro Clubs like absolute lads. But then that was when Fortnite came along. This is basically what happened was I'd finish work, I would go home, I'd turn on the Xbox, I would play with my friends for like 3 hours, then I'd go to bed, wake up, go back to work. This was like my routine when I lived at home with my parents. I didn't have a PC at the time. And then Fortnite came out.
Fortnite, repeat.
Yep, literally. But it was FIFA before that. Then came Fortnite, and it was like, yo, lads, free. We're dropping at Loot Lake, and then we're like, right.
We're dropping it.
Maybe Loot Lake didn't even exist then, but then we became like, there was some area in the far right of the map. Can't even remember what it was called, or Lonely Lodge or something. We always dropped at Lonely Lodge because no one dropped there, and we were little pussios, and we couldn't handle the early game fight. Needed my mats, needed to be able to build. What a great time. Anyone remember Fortnite?
We've just been over this. I don't. Jody, are you a pro Fortnite gamer?
Play it on
you cut out, but I assume you said not really.
Yeah,
I assume you said I played it every single day for the last 12 years.
Yeah, a world champion, so like.
Yo, world
Don't
champion
touch
of
me.
Welsh champion. That's like out of like 4,000 people because the other 4,000
Yeah.
couldn't get internet.
Yeah, no, I cannot get on Fortnite on my laptop, but my friends used to play Fortnite, and then I think they added like cross-platform, so I would play like on mobile. I can't do that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
That must have been horrible.
I was not any good, but
I-
it was funny trying to make it
yeah.
work.
I think I stopped
My
playing whenever mobile came out because I remember you would like walk into a house and you could just like stand behind someone and they were playing on mobile and they would like try to like turn around and you could just like walk around them because it took them so long.
yeah, it was painful. But
Yes.
in school, my best friend, he used to be a big Fortnite player, and that's why I knew Myth before, like he kind of joined the kind of realm of like Cutie Cinderella,
Oh.
the like world of them when he
Oh.
was like just getting big. Because my friend like loved him, and he's like, "You've got to watch Myth. He plays Fortnite. He's cracked."
It's cracked.
He was cracked.
Yeah.
He did win some Fortnite tuna melts.
I had no idea what was going on. I just sat there like, "Oh my guns."
Yo, Fortnite? Any Fortniters in chat? Yeah, that's fair. I didn't know who Myth was until he like appeared in like at like one of the events, and I was like, who this? And then everyone was just like, yo, Fortnite guy, and I was like, yeah, Fortnite guy, nice, but not Ninja. Other Fortnite guy?
Imagine if more than one person created Fortnite content.
Impossible. It was just Ninja. He wrote a whole book about it.
He did. Did you see the Omegle video for this
For-
week or the last line about it?
I couldn't watch it the whole thing because I kind of like the first few were funny. Now I'm like I've seen it. I kind of it's the same thing all the time.
It does feel pretty repetitive. However, there was this one guy who just kept reading passages from Ninja's
Yeah.
book.
That was the
every
intro,
time
wasn't
he
it?
came on screen. So
That's
that
fair.
was pretty funny.
Oh well, speaking of Ninja, what's the tier list for this week?
But I'm terrified of ninjas.
Really scary.
Yeah. So Jody, you
Yeah.
picked this one because we're on your channel. What exactly is it?
Yeah, so I found this tier list and I thought the art was really funny. And it's basically just a collection of fears and phobias.
Okay. This is I think we started. I'm gonna start with your one. Is this your
Yeah,
one, Jody?
this is my one.
Since you decided what it was, we're gonna do. I
Yeah.
thought it'd be
I will say, so far, I like your list. We have a lot in common, as it turns out.
Yeah, well, I'll start from the bottom. I mean, I say pointless just because, like, okay, maybe things like past and future, you know, divine punishment, the dark. You can't do nothing about that. Turn a light on, maybe
yeah.
if
Well,
it's
that's what I was
dark.
to say. Yeah, you could definitely
Or
turn a
like,
light on.
yeah, or like existential dread. So, what are you gonna do about that? Like, you know, it's like being scared of it. Like, I don't know. Uh, Cats and dogs as well. I mean, maybe I would put that in situationally, but I don't know. Like, I think I love animals. Like, I just see cats and dogs. I'm like, little animals. Um, yeah, and heights. I don't know. Just don't go up high if you don't like heights. Don't be. I don't.
Just stay low for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the worst. That's the like literally the worst advice ever. Like, oh, live your life, but just never go high.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like,
You do you, king or queen. Just don't go up.
thing is, in my mind, the fear of heights is not for most people. It's not being afraid of being high. It's afraid of like dying by falling. But
Yeah, it's
like,
not the fall that kills you; it's that big stop at the bottom.
It's so Jody. You maybe can't experience this. See, you can atone to this maybe a bit more than me. Have you ever been on a roller coaster and that feeling that you get in your balls when you go down?
No, because I'm spooked of roller coasters.
Okay, well, there's this. That's the secretly the actual feeling. There's this feeling you get. I don't know if maybe women experience it too, but I experience it from my mind of testicle male. The when you go down like a roller coaster, or if you go down a hill like really fast in a car, you get this feeling where you feel like your balls are gonna like go up into your head, and that's the actual fear of height.
that's the real fear of heights.
Yeah, it's the real fear of height.
Okay, I respect that,
Hmm.
but still, kind of pointless. Just get good. No, I'm kidding. No, that's fine. It's fine. If you're scared
Yeah.
of heights, that's fine.
Just get low.
Just get low. Oh, with I wasn't sure what to name this one because it's kind of like there's a mixture of things. Because I think things like needles and trypophobia, like or trypophobia. I can't explain. I don't know it. Like I don't get it. Like I can't speak on it. I don't really know
Yeah.
why
I
people are
have
scared of needles, but
Trisophobia image for you that'll make you reconsider. Continue talking.
yeah.
I'll
Um,
send it to you.
crowds in public as well. Like I don't know. Like it's kind of I don't. I feel weird saying it's not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say like it's a cringe fear if you've got like a anxiety condition or something like that. Which I don't know.
Mm.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I think cockroaches is a very cringe fear to have. It's a little bug. Um, just get rid of it. It's just I don't know. Like I suppose I'm speaking on this as someone who does not. I've not seen a cockroach. There's
Yeah.
not
I don't think
like
they exist here.
yeah. So I
Really?
Yeah.
no.
That's insane.
We're an island. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Like
I
a
mean,
lot of
yeah, but
things
like they
don't
can like
exist
be on
here.
like they can be on like cargo ships and stuff, can't they? And, like coming in boxes.
Yeah, but like not that many.
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone getting
I've
cockroaches here.
No, they literally don't exist. It's like termites as well. Termites don't exist here either.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you feel some type of way, Jody.
No, because it's not. It's just like someone's hand. I don't know. It's like it's like honeycomb, isn't it? It's like honeycomb. Like
Yeah, because like
it's
because the fear is just the fear of like repeating holes in general. So like people like honeycombs, close-ups of berries, stuff like that. That doesn't fuck with me. But like when it's on someone's hand like that, I'm like, oh, that's
yeah.
disgusting.
I'm not really a squeamish person as such, unless you're standing on your tiptoes. Oh, oh.
Sorry, one sec. I've just said it's in the second tier is gore blood other. I'm not a squeamish person.
No, but I will. It no, because the thing is, none of these really scare me. I don't have many. I don't really. I was talking about this the other day. I feel like I'm not really scared of much. Like
Jody's absolutely fearless, hardcore.
I
She.
used to be really scared of rats and mice, but then I got over it. So I don't know.
And
Hey.
then you saw Ratatouille, you were like, yo, if I'm nice to one, maybe it'll
Yeah,
cook me food.
and then I wanted to be a rat, and it was like
Yeah.
identity
All of a
crisis
sudden,
galore.
you were leaving your fridge door open, hoping that some rat was gonna come in and make you a fucking Michelin star meal.
Yeah, I can pray. And yeah, death itself is in as well, because like I mean, like me personally, I think I don't get the point of being scared of death. Like it's gonna happen, but equally, I think there are circumstances like I don't know if you're young or
Yeah.
I don't know stuff like
I,
that where if you're told you're gonna die, it's like oh my god,
yeah.
that is scary.
I think if I hit a certain age, I'm gonna be like, yo, it's kind of gonna be hyped to see what happens next.
Yeah,
Like if once I've lived like as much as I could be bothered with, it's kind of like, yo, what's
I don't
next?
know.
See you.
I just feel like for me, at least right now, I just don't really care. Like I'm, it's just like I'm enjoying my life. I'm alive, and if I die, then that would be kind of bad. But
Yeah.
you know,
I
you know what happened.
I know what you're doing this right now, but I also just want to say like how murderers, muggers, and rapists were one whole category. This was all kind of like yeah, and then they were like, yeah, what about if you got fucking murdered?
Yeah, that one was definitely like
Yeah.
un,
Hey.
it's an outlier from
Yeah,
the
it's
rest of
like,
these.
oh, a spider, oh, some bees. Like, yeah, what if you got fucking raped, mugged, and murdered all at the same
Yeah,
time?
Like, oh god.
Whoa.
these
But
are all
germs, ew.
these are all situational though, because like when in right now in my flat, I'm not scared of being like of murderers and muggers. I don't think I'm gonna. I hope I don't get mugged or murdered.
You hope you don't get bug murdered and raped in your flat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
Fair,
like
fair.
none of those to happen.
that's
But
fair.
situationally, if I'm in the process of being mugged, murdered, or raped, then I'm gonna be afraid. So
Fair.
situationally,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's one of those ones
yeah,
where you're like, if it was happening to me, I'd be terrified, but you don't walk around your whole life going, oh shit, is
yeah,
that guy gonna mug me? Is that guy gonna murder me? Yeah, that makes
yeah.
perfect sense.
And it's exactly the same for all the other ones. Like spiders, snakes. Like, I'm not gonna die from one year, and if I do, then that's an L. But it's kind of like, I mean, sharks. What's the likelihood of me getting bit by a shark in the sea?
Extremely unlikely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was in like a different country, like I don't know, if I was in Australia and there's spiders and I get
Okay.
bit by one, I'm gonna be a bit more like, oh my
I
god.
I'd be more scared of jellyfish than shark.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of jellyfish where I am.
Yeah.
You don't want to get stung by them.
That's where one of the reasons I despise the ocean. That's like if there's one thing I put on this list in some fucking tier would be the ocean. I hate it. Everything in the ocean and the ocean.
Yeah. Oh, I like the ocean. Just fish. That's what I know.
No.
I will be there for you if this scares you. Claustrophobia is kind of like, well, I don't know, if you're in a situation where you're being crushed or something, then I get it. Or if you've got like, for these ones more so, I'm thinking like, other than germs, like for blood and gore and claustrophobia, a lot of it's probably like related to something else, which I kind of like, I respect. Like, if you're afraid of stuff like that, then maybe it's
Hmm.
like you've got a reason for it. Me personally, I'm not really I don't really care. Like, germs and bacteria, I think I'm more scared of actually than the other ones. I don't know why,
Yeah, because
but
the mighty COVID.
yeah, I think COVID's put a lot into perspective of that, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
now
Same
it's
for
more
me.
like,
I used to not give a shit, and now I'm just like,
yeah.
perhaps.
Because even though for me it's not like me myself, even though I was quite ill with COVID, it's not me myself, rather like my family and a lot of like the
Hmm.
vulnerable people I've got in my life, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of scary.
I feel like it put a fear in everyone because like when you know everyone's like you gotta wash your hands or you'll get sick. You didn't really
Yeah,
no one ever really got sick because you didn't wash your hands. But now
yeah,
it kind of feels like if you didn't, everyone's gonna get sick. Yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, so maybe I would put germs and bacteria up to the top. I don't know. But then at the top I've got Gregory. I don't know who he is, but he's got a really big hand, and I don't want him to hit me.
Okay.
But I want to be his friend at the same time. Like, he can be like my intimidative friend.
I
And
I'm so glad you read that for me because I did not know that said Gregory.
yeah, and
Man's dyslexic. You
loneliness.
can't be lowering and capitalizing letters like that.
Yeah.
No, you
He's
cannot.
actually never been able to read the SpongeBob mocking meme in his life.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
dyslexia looks like. So whenever I see it actually typed out like that, it's like impossible. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And then the other one is loneliness. I mean, again, I used to be very afraid of loneliness, but now I'm kind of like, well, if I'm alone, but I'm still there, then I'm not alone. I am alone, but I don't know how to
Yeah.
describe that. I
Right
don't know.
right now you've got psychic on one side of you and Dylan Sprouse on the other side of you.
Yeah,
You go.
I, I'm never gonna be alone. You're on LSF podcast. Yeah, but I think, well, to be honest, during COVID, I kind of like just decided, oh, I'm kind of in a weird place. I'm just gonna start enjoying being alone. And then it was actually class, so now
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, yo,
It
that's fun.
literal copium.
I think it the only way that loneliness is more scary is like the longer it goes on for, and when you're like old, like I don't like that. I don't like that. Being old and alone. Heebie-jeebies that gives me.
Fair.
That's
Uh,
about it. Yeah.
I will do mine next. Because I assume Z's gonna have like stuff to say. Initially when I did mine, I had no idea what these were. I know what that is. Doesn't really bother me, honestly. The only thing
Did you see the picture I sent in Discord?
I did that to look at doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is that like that's like an infection or something. Like something's not
Yeah.
right there. It's
Yeah.
not the look of the thing. It's the look of like, hey brother, you gotta get some cream. Like,
Here, you put a band-aid on that, man.
yeah, you're struggling. In terms of you afraid, loneliness, spiders, dogs, house cats, clowns, the dark, existential dread. These are nothing to me. As I actually, loneliness is like, I literally could live my whole life on my own. Genuinely.
Mm.
Don't know if people were like, "Oh, that's so sad." I'm like, no, I just happen to know how I like function as a human being, and I've
Right.
like, it's not that I've like am alone. I just know how to survive on my own.
Imagine loving yourself enough and realizing that you don't need other people. It's
Yeah,
cringe.
yeah, kind of crazy that, isn't it? Yeah. Um. In terms of meh, bees and wasps are cringe, and I hate them. There's this story of,
Yes.
I don't know, like I've showed you pictures before. I used to have a massive afro. I once accidentally ran into a bee hat or wasp, whatever it's called, like nest, I
Wasp
guess.
nest. Yeah.
Um, what happened was my auntie had like a shed out the back, and we were clearing out for her, and she had like it was like my cousin's like younger cousin, or no, not my younger cousin, same age as me, but basically they had like dumped all the shit in there. And she had like a, like a pram, like a for not even like, yeah, it was, I guess it was like a pram, right? And
Mm.
it was like sitting in the back, and we went in and we're like, oh, there's loads of wasps in here, and I started like chucking stuff out, and I chucked the pram out like a buggy, whatever you call it. What do you call it? A stroller? What you call it in America? You know, like for
Yeah.
putting children in. Um,
Mm.
Threw it out, but it had like a cover on it, and as it hit the ground, literal hundreds of wasps came like out of it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So then I go into the house and like run away from them, like me and my cousins, and it
Mm.
turns out that like 4 or 5 of them got stuck in my hair and stung my back.
Oh
Oh my
no.
god.
So yeah, it wasn't that bad because I was like, owie. But fuck wasps. Sharks, literally never gonna see one. Ocean cringe. Snakes, don't like them. Wouldn't go near them, so it's not gonna be a problem. Crowds in public, I think it's really just situational. Like I don't mind being out in crowds in public, but like see when you're like, eh. I think the same thing for murderers, muggers, and rapists. The weird inclusion in this. I don't think I would be afraid. I think no one like, I know I've never experienced it, so I couldn't say. But you know when like you see those like videos of people being like extremely calm when held at gunpoint.
Mm.
I think I'd be like that because I'm like, I don't give a fuck because you're not gonna shoot me. Like
With
most,
mine, it's like, so what you want? Like the $12 on my fucking debit
yeah,
card? Go for it, dude.
take it. Yeah, like have
You
you?
picked the wrong bitch to rob. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I watched a video the other day of like, it was some place in America. A guy put him up the gunpoint. He was like working at like coffee shop or something, and man just like he's like putting the gun in his face. Guy just like opens the register like nonchalant, and just goes, just gives him the money. And the guy's like doing that whole like, you know, like the like antsy like pointing the gun at him, and man's just like, here you go, here you go, here you go, and then he just
Like, dude,
like,
this happens like twice a week. You're not fucking special.
yeah,
Get out
and
of
then,
here.
yeah, and then
Take the
like he
money.
just takes the drawer out with all the coins on it. Went, do you want it? And the guy just like runs off. He's like, okay, I'll keep the coins.
Keep the coins.
Whatever. Germs. Eh, eh. I know we talked about it. Maybe I put it a bit higher. Um, I was sort of cringing when Jody said cockroaches. Weird that you would be afraid of those. Those little fuckers are like slimy and hard to kill.
They're very disgusting.
Yeah, they're not nice. When I was in Spain, we had like a few in an apartment we stayed in, and like I was like, no, like the Thomas, like I was up like with my fucking like holding my short trousers up so they didn't get in me somehow, and then like shouting and screaming at other people to do it for me. I have no problem with spiders. Spiders I just pick up and get rid of, but they're little fuckers. Like, ugh,
Ugh.
don't like them.
Damn.
Past and future, I have no concern for the future, but I am quite an anxious human being, and I will overthink every single thing that I do in life to the point where I sit sometimes in bed and go, "Oh fuck, I did this thing like 8 years ago. Do I need to message this person to apologize about it?" So it's not that I'm afraid of it; I just think about it a lot, and like to the point where there's things I still think about to this day, where I nearly messaged someone that I haven't spoke to in about 6 years, just to go, "Hey, do you remember this one thing?" I just want to say sorry.
Sorry, I was cringe.
Yeah, sorry about that. Fire. I don't say I'm necessarily afraid of fire, but if it happened, I would be like, "Oh fuck, oh shit." And then the ones at the top, I think, are, in my personal opinion, self-explanatory. needles I despise because when I was a child I got lots of injections. Therefore, cringe. Claustrophobia. I am a
So when
big.
are we getting you a tattoo?
Oh, I don't. I would get a tattoo. I like needles now. I think I don't like needles in terms of like I don't like getting injections because it like
Mm.
triggers something in me mentally. I don't mind like giving blood or like doing any of those things, but like I get like I can feel my whole body like recoil when it happens. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Claustrophobia. I am big. I hate not being able to move. All I can think of is that if I couldn't move my leg and I got a cramp, I would genuinely just rather get pushed off a cliff, which is also something that I also don't like. Is heights. I just don't like them. I like we have like all these buildings like skyscrapers and stuff. People that like put their hands against the windows are psychopaths. See anyone that goes up the on a big building and puts their and leans over, actual psychopath. All of you. And then see anyone that's like, "Oh, a glass bridge, I'm gonna go across that. That seems like fun." Fucking psychopath. Gore, blood, and other bodily fluids. I my mum watches a lot of like, oh, Jody's effed. Watches a lot of like surgery shows. You know, like fucking DIY, not DIY SOS. It's not what I'm talking about. Like all those kind of shows where like they just like, oh, we're gonna do a brain surgery today, and
What the
that just
fuck?
yeah, my mum loves that shit. So I think just I'm like, nope, 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 nope. I don't want to watch someone get their fucking skull cracked open. But like
That is insane.
blood itself, I don't mind. But I'm
Mm.
not like I like gore and stuff. Like I just don't like. Yeah, no, cringe.
Interesting. Alrighty. Surprise, surprise, notices he has a tall tier list because I keep adding tiers.
Yeah, that's fair.
So one, the Clussy. I'm here for fucking clown girl pussy. Fucking,
Straight
I
off the
have,
bat.
I have a friend. His name is Andro. He's been joking about it, and then because him and I talk about it like in Facebook comments, I get recommended clown girl posts now, and I'm like, you know what? I'm here for it.
Is it not just
So,
all that one person from Batman?
oh, Harley Quinn. No, it's actually not Harley Quinn.
Really?
It's girls with like, actual like clown makeup and like the fucking
Oh,
nose and like yeah, like actual clown girls.
I just assumed they all just went Harley Quinn and went I'm this, and you're like, well,
Well,
if I dress
I
up as
literally had
Batman, I'm
never
not a fucking bat.
considered that Harley Quinn would be a clown girl until this moment when you brought it up.
Is that not what she? Is that like kind of not her vibe? No.
Now that you mention it, yeah, it
Yeah.
just wasn't something I considered when talking about clown pussy.
Yeah. Oh, I see. You've also noticed Z wants to do a religion tier list next week.
Yeah, fucking. So for like things that like I'm not afraid of. I had like I actively enjoy this thing, but I don't actively enjoy religion. So I needed to make a Omega little tier
Fair.
for religion
Ooh.
and divine punishment. Oh, look at this boy! Oh, he fell. Jesse, you're so dumb.
Is that how the human race was made? Jesus, oh, our God's like, yo, look at this boy, and then just drops him on the earth. Fuck.
Because he like stood up to like get pets, and then he just fell forward off the chair. I'm like, oh, Jesse, he's not a smart boy. But yeah, actively enjoy this thing. I actively enjoy house cats. Look at this boy. I hate that they put bees and wasps together because I would say I'm probably indifferent about wasps, but I absolutely fucking love bees. Top 5 animal for me. I wrote a paper about them. They're very cool. Bee movie exists.
Yeah.
Bees are just pog, but wasps are kind of cringe. And then I'm a bit of a pyromaniac. I just am fucking weird and like do weird shit when I have time to myself. And one time,
don't know about that. Keep it clean.
well, one time I was just like home for the summer and had like nothing to do, and I was bored in my room, and so I just like got a lighter and just burned all my arm hair off.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. That's genuinely fucking crazy.
I know.
just for fun.
Yeah, I was just bored. I just like, if you like, because you don't have to like actually touch it to your skin. You can just like hold it kind of away, and like the hair just like curls up and like moves away from the fire. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. And so I just like did that for like 10 minutes.
I shaved my legs when I was like 14 once to see what like smooth legs were like, but I didn't burn the hair off.
I was like, it grew back fine. Like, I don't know.
I'm sure.
You can tell I have like hairy arms, but it's just, I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah, that's why
Fucking my roommate came up, she was like, "Why does it smell like burnt hair?" I was like, "Damn, couldn't tell you."
Burnt hair smells disgusting as well. Like it's a pungent smell.
Mhm.
Not that not that I burnt my hair also, but I just happen to know what it smells like.
Out here crying, call me weird, motherfucker,
Uh,
burning his own hair.
Yeah, well,
I don't enjoy like spiders. Spiders freak me out a little because mine is ordered completely. So like spiders are slightly above snakes. I like snakes kind of. Multiples of my exes have had snakes, so like I'm just like around snakes a lot. But like when you think like a pit of snakes or something like that, that's kind of scary. But just like a single cute snake boy, I'm like, oh,
snake.
the snake. House spiders are homies, but like tarantulas are kind of spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Sharks, similar to Curly, probably never going to interact with one. And also like a lot of there's just like a lot of like anti-shark propaganda basically. Like sharks are nowhere near as deadly as we make them out to be, but we're just like, ooh, boy who swims with a bunch of fucking teeth. That's kind of spooky.
Yeah, guys, stop talking about Justin Bieber and think about things that really matter in the world. The anti-fucking shark propaganda. Oh,
exactly. There's anti-shark propaganda. Sharks are just good boys.
Yeah, Jaws has really done them a bad rep.
Existential dread. I don't know. I just don't think about like my place in the universe a lot, and it doesn't freak me out that much. Like I realize that like we're pretty insignificant, but I don't know. I have the audacity to think that I matter in some respect. So here we are.
Dude, there's a whole sick people watching this podcast.
Needles indifferent. I don't know. Getting shots and or getting tattoos, it just doesn't affect me at all. The dark has the potential to be scary, but in general, I just it is what it is.
I actually should have noticed this or mentioned this. The only thing about the dark that gets me is when you look at something and you think it's something else. Like if you like have like clothes hanging up, and then you're like, "Is that a fucking ghost?"
Is that a ghost?
But even though you know it's just your jacket or something hanging on the like I'm looking at Jody's setup right now, like whatever that is hanging up in the back of your yeah exactly. You would look at that and go, "Holy crap, someone's in my room."
Yeah, just like seeing blood and stuff doesn't really like I don't know, affect me. Death itself, I'm not like I don't know. I'm afraid of people I care about dying, but I'm not afraid of myself dying. So I'm fairly indifferent towards death itself. I'm not gonna like actively search for reasons to die or do things that would make it so where I have a likelihood to die. But like if it happens, it happens. It just kind of is what it is. I feel like the potential to scare me is a lot. Like I said, the holes thing. When it's like honeycomb or like zoomed in fruit or like bug eyeballs or something like that, doesn't affect me. But when it's like people that have like that rash on their hand that makes it to where they have a bunch of holes, that shit's absolutely fucking vile. I hate that.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but I don't think I think the vial's different. I think it like you might think, oh, it looks disgusting. I don't think it looks disgusting because it's like a disease. Like I'm like you gotta get that sorted.
You gotta get that sorted. Cockroaches. So I grew up poor in a trailer park, and we had cockroaches, and it was fucking miserable. And so now I just like go out of my way to make sure that my house is clean, so I don't get cockroaches again.
Fair.
Claustrophobia. I don't know why I have this one this high. Honestly, claustrophobia should probably be an indifferent. Honestly, I am an anxious boy, so like when I want the attention and am like performing, because I used to like act in, believe it or not, I was a theater kid. Whoever would have fucking guessed. Hello, Evan Gao. Welcome.
Hey, Evan. I was talking about you earlier.
He was talking about you earlier. You had a fire tweet talking about Smosh food battles need to come back.
Yeah, and it was based on true.
But so like when I want the attention and like want to be performing and doing stuff, I don't mind it. But in general, like if people are looking at me for things that I can't control, I'm like, oh god, please stop that. Germs and bacteria. I still do weird shit. Like I'll eat food off the ground. I'm not like worried about that. Like if you watch what's up?
Off the ground?
Yeah, like if I like drop a chip on the floor or something, I'm not gonna just let that go to waste. I'll pick it up and eat it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like
Sorry.
walk up and be like, "Ooh, there's a hot dog
Sorry.
on the ground," and just fucking eat someone's random shit.
No,
I'm not a psychopath.
In my head, I thought you were like hands and knees, just like off the floor, like you know, slurping up a dog.
If you watched the Grub Buds, we did Tub Buds for episode 69. We did a hot tub stream. I like drank the water that we were like sitting in and stuff like that. So like, I don't care about stuff like that. But as we talked about, like COVID has made me more cognizant of like, oh, the bus is actually a disgusting place, and I don't want to be on the bus with these gross people. It's mainly just like having a lot of people in a tight space makes me like uncomfy, and like I don't want to breathe in other people's air more so. I don't care about like I said, like the gross stuff. Like I'll eat dirt. I don't give a shit. But I just don't want to breathe in other people's air anymore. I'm past that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that kind of goes in with crowds in public as well. Like I really don't want to go to concerts anymore. Like there's just too many people and like too many people's air to breathe. So those two kind of go hand in hand.
Okay.
Like for muggers specifically, like I said, like I feel like I would be a great person to mug. I'm just like, yeah, just have my wallet. I don't care. But the idea of being murder raped is not a good one. Heights is only up this high because like being on top of a building, don't care. Being at like the edge of a cliff, don't care. One thing that fucks with me to no end would like be like at the top of the top would be bridges. I fucking hate bridges. And similarly like roller coasters and stuff like that, and just like going fast, that shit, I don't know, that shit terrifies me. Or I guess like if I was like on top of like a really tall scaffolding, that would probably scare me. Just like I don't know, I need stability. So that's why like cliffs, tall buildings, fine. But like bridges, I don't give a fuck how secure like suspension bridges like are supposed to be like super fucking secure. Like the ones where you like see the pillars like up above. I fucking hate suspension bridges.
Look at this.
Nope, fuck that.
Look at this.
Fuck that.
So this is a character.
It's like
I
a block
spelled it
from your
wrong.
house.
It's Carrickary. It's not. It's the Carrickary rope bridge. It's like in the north coast, in Northern Ireland. It used to be worse than this. It used to be really bad. It is just a rope bridge that comes down like this. That's the actual like height of it. Until literally you will die if you fall off this. And so this, I think this is where like the start of my height like trauma came from. Like look at this. It's just a drop to your death. And people go to it like it's a tourist attraction. People just show up being like, "Yo, what up?" And like, what would happen is my dad would get on it and he would swing it because it sways. It sways, and he would just go woo, but just to fuck with me. Oh, that's even worse. I hate that, but it's not very high, so it's the thing. But like, look, you can put your feet like so. See, there's like rope here.
Yeah.
There used to not be rope there. You could sit on your ass and dangle your feet off the edge.
I hate this.
Yeah, if you were a kid, that's enough space for a kid to fall through. When I was younger, that was ugh. But people come to Northern Ireland to see that shit.
I hate that. You know, I hate bridges so much. I looked it up. Geophrophobia is the irrational fear of bridges. Being on bridges, being under bridges, I hate them. I hate bridges with a passion.
That's right.
They're just always going to collapse. And then every time, like, because my friends know this, and like, well, like last year, fucking highway in Florida collapsed. I'm like, nope, hate that.
That's Florida, though.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I hate bridges.
They probably deliberately tried to collapse it for some reason. That's where COVID. That's where all the fake news was coming from.
Past and future. I spend more time than I should thinking about the like impact that I'm gonna have on the earth. I don't really care about like my legacy, like what people think about me after I die, but I want to like while I'm alive make positive impacts on the world, and I think about that a lot. I don't really care like what people remember me for. I just want to know in my own heart that I'm doing good things as I'm alive. So that's something I think about quite a bit. Loneliness. I have like, it's gotten better in the last couple of years because I've like been single for longer. Because prior to my fiance and I breaking up, I had like since 8th grade been single for like 2 months. It was like the longest gap I'd ever been single. And so to go from that I hated the idea of being alone, and I had like a lot of like my self-worth valued or like tied up in people that wanted to be with me, and like I was like, damn, if like no one wants to date me, then like I'm like not like I don't know,
I feel you. I feel
worthy,
you.
attractive, things like that.
Mhm.
And so like now that I've had like a year and a half to like be single and just like vibe and do things, it's not as bad as it used to be. But it is still something that I'm not hugely a fan of,
Hey,
is being alone.
do you want some
Um,
advice?
so
Play World of Warcraft.
fuck up.
You don't have enough time to think.
Dogs. When I was 5, I had a next door neighbor. Her name was Miranda, and we had a little tree stump that was like in the fence connecting our houses, and we could use it to climb over the fence to get into each other's backyards. And she had 2 dogs. She had a golden retriever named Goldie, and she had a Siberian husky named Silver. And I fucking went to go to her house like I had many a time before, just hopped the fence, and for whatever reason, her husky said, "Hey, fuck you!" grabbed me by the arm and dragged me across her yard. And ever since then, I've had just like an irrational fear of dogs in general. Small fucking yappy type dogs, hate it. Fucking an ex that I had a fucking German Shepherd and a Black Lab, hated them. Uh, it's gotten a little bit better the more I like hang around dogs, but I just being around dogs just like gives me really bad anxiety and like makes me
Yeah.
super
You also
unhappy.
use the word irrational. That's a completely rational reason to be afraid of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, one that could fucking mold me as a child. It was really for some reason irrational fear.
Irrational.
Complete,
Yeah, I don't know. So
completely
fuck
irrational.
dogs. All the homies hate dogs.
Um,
Cat gig for life.
except my obviously, yeah,
Mine's fine. I've
yeah,
never met her, so she's
yeah.
fine.
You've just heard her and seen her a few times.
Mm. And then God, how could you not be afraid of Gregory? Look at that man.
Yeah, all I'm saying is his hands as big as his fucking head.
um. So Carly, you had mentioned that there were some things that you thought were missing from the list. You had mentioned the ocean. Is there anything else?
Now that I realize that it's more like feared, I was thinking that we should do one that's like ways to die, like ranked ways that you want to die. Because I think drowning is like the word. Like that's one of the reason I hate the ocean. 2, because of the fish, and 1, because of drowning. Like, see those deep sea fuckers? Like, they're ugly. They're so ugly. They're so creepy. Eels, little slimy boys. Why do they have little lights on their head and shit? Like, see this scene in the Nemo where they go down and it gets dark and there's all the ugly and the glowy ones. Fuck. Like that stuff freaks me out. Like the stuff that's down there, we don't even know most of the stuff that's down there. For all we know, that like there's like a fucking civilization that lives in like its own little layer down there. We don't even know. There's so much. There's so much of the ocean that's unexplored. Like there's a video that I recommend anyone watches, about where eels came from and like how it took like hundreds of years to find out like where eels come from, and it was like even like recently, not recently, but like in the past like 20 odd 30 odd years that they found out.
Yeah, like we still don't know how eels reproduce fully. Like we
Yeah,
don't understand the science of it.
yeah. Have you seen the video?
I've seen a video talking about what we don't know how they reproduce.
Yes, that's what when I say how they don't know exactly. Like it took them years and years to even find out that there was like another species that they had like in its own little fucking subsection that were actually like the middle stage of the eel, and they didn't know that for like so long. And there was like back in the day they were like, yo, they just come from the mud.
Mud.
Eels just come from mud, and that's where they come from. And everyone was like, uh-huh, kind of true. It is true, but it turns out all eels come from like this one really specific part of the ocean, which is just crazy to me. And that they all like they all come there, have kids, and then fuck off back to the parts of the world they're from. I find it crazy. It's scary. Like imagine that happened with humans. Imagine like everyone just met up in like North Carolina to fuck, and then like brought their babies back home with them. Like, like oh, isn't that just mental?
It's a little wild.
It is strange.
Yeah, like there's eels that like river eels in England will like meet up at this like ocean somewhere to fuck to bring their to come back, like the spawn come back. It doesn't make any sense. The ocean's scary. Fish are scary. Fuck fish.
Fuck fish.
But all the homies hate fish. All they need.
Angelina Jolie from Shark Tale looking kind of mad though. I'll say it.
Yeah, fuck all of them. I
Yeah.
I hate fish. I hate them. Hate them. I hate them. I don't mind goldfish. That's about it. Any kind of like cute little tiny fishies. But see when like touching them, if I go like I used to genuinely like we went to the aquarium when I was a kid. And I closed my eyes and my mom had to like hold my hand and walk me around it. They freak me out. I hate them, and they scare me.
How do you guys feel about like, bugs in general? Because I know costs were quite high for both of you. I'm wondering, like, what about bugs? Because I was just thinking about it. I say that I'm not really afraid of rats and mice anymore, but I actually think if I had to be in a room with one rat or a million bugs, I would be in a room with a million bugs. So
I actually
I don't
agree.
know.
Yeah, I hate rats
Yeah,
too, and mice.
That's
And
insane.
I don't
Maybe it's
hate them
because
anymore though, but I don't know.
depends what bugs, obviously. Like if it was like 100 like venomous like motherfuckers and like one rat, like I reckon I'd fancy my chances against a rat. Like we're not 1v. It's not like it's not a 1v1. Like it's not like epic fucking rap battles or whatever versus like rat versus 100
epic
mosquitoes.
rat battles
Yeah,
of history.
because I
Yeah,
think if you're gonna say about irrational, my fear of rats when I was younger was completely irrational. Because I remember when I learned about the plague, and I went to this school open day thing, and they told us about how like, oh well, the rats are gonna give you plague, and then for some reason that week I kept seeing rats everywhere, and
threw you off.
it freaked me out for a long time. But now it's kind of like where I live, there's a lot of like rats and mice all about. So I'm not afraid of them, but I do see them and go,
I,
so I
I,
don't know.
I also realized I've been forgetting to change the topic the whole time. So now it's went
Super
from
long intro.
yeah, now it's on super long intro. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like rats are creepy, and the plague thing didn't really get me. But one of my like in my head, I would react exactly like that video. They're going, "Ooh, it's a rat!" If you know the one I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that would like where he does like the full like dance move, like. Whoo.
yeah. I'm like that now, but when I was younger, I remember I was with my grandmother on the bridge, and I just started crying.
Yeah, no, I like anything that like isn't a cat or a dog that's alive. I think I don't like. I think that's just genuinely how I function as a person. Like I
Yeah.
know that we've domesticated cats and dogs, so that
Mhm.
they kind of get the vibe. But most other
They get the vibe.
yeah,
Oh my god.
most other animals,
Can you see him in my camera? Look at Jesse. He gets the vibe.
yeah, exactly.
He's showing
But
his
like,
tummy.
have you seen like they have otters in Japan that people have as like pets,
Yes.
and
It makes me want to
Oh,
cry. They're
they
so adorable.
but they also don't get the vibe. They're not domesticated. Like I like maybe there's some logic that they are, but like the one that I seen was like 2 years old, and it was just like ripping the shit out of the house, and they like literally had to like corner it off and inside like the corner of the room, and they're like, oh, but he's cute. I'm like, yeah, he also bites and scrapes every bit of furniture that you have. So,
You know who else bites? Dogs. Fuck dogs.
yeah, not my dog. 'Cause I taught her well. Um, but I feel like most other animals have not like especially creepy fish and bears and like walruses. They ain't past the fucking vibe check.
I
Otters,
love bears, but it would rip your head off.
yeah, no,
Now.
but that's the thing. The reason that we like a lot of animals is because the media have hypnotized us to think that they're cute. Fucking little Winnie the Pooh would actually beat the fuck out of you and eat you. Like you know what I mean? Like,
But there's like
Yeah.
videos and documented cases of people having domesticated bears that like don't fuck up the bears that get the vibe.
yeah, but like they're few and far
It's
between.
an all
Like,
bears thing, right?
yeah,
God, to
yeah,
have
It's
a
the
bear
same
that
with
gets
like
the vibe.
monkeys. Like some people keep monkeys as pets, which I think is kind of
wrong.
cruel, but like
I don't think
I d-
anyone should like bar that. Like, sadly, it's got to the point where a lot of dogs and cats physically couldn't survive without human interaction because it's been so far down the line. But there's a lot of animals that are so untouched by that that in my opinion, it would be cruel. Like monkeys. Like yeah,
yeah.
I like don't get me wrong. They are probably the closest to us in terms of how they function. But like big man's not supposed to put on a suit and like saunter around drinking tea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Even like I get like like there's a difference between like zoos and like sanctuaries and stuff, but like like what do we need to see animals for? It's
Oh,
not them.
I'm so opposite to that. My one, I have got like a written bucket list for one of my top bucket lists in the world. Australia Zoo. Oh,
For some reason, when
I
you said I'm the good upset, they were like, I want to go to Africa and fucking kill some animals.
no, I love animals, even though I feel like I wouldn't describe myself as an animal person. I sort of am because I've been wanting to get another tattoo, but I just keep thinking, oh, I'll get another animal, and then I'll get another animal, and then I'll just have a zoo on my leg. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It is.
I just think like for me, animals just need to like, as I said, they ain't pass. A lot of them don't pass the vibe check. I'll just leave them alone. Like let them do whatever they're doing. We do whatever we do. Give them like their own little country or something, and go here, lads. Here's the border. You stay there. The cats and dogs and us stay over here, and maybe some birds or whatever. Oh, like what other breeds that we've sadly bred into being reliant on humans.
As a environmentalist, I'm torn on zoos because, like, on the one hand, I like to go and look at animals and they make me smile, but on the other hand, it's definitely really shitty
Yeah,
that like keeping animals that are like meant to be free in like really shitty conditions, and a lot of them are like they were like found in the wild, like they were injured, nursed back to health, and they probably wouldn't survive if they were released back into the wild.
yeah,
But a lot of it isn't like that, and it is just like capturing animals and stuff. So it's like I don't know, it's
yeah,
not great. I'm
Yeah,
much more of a fan of sanctuaries, a la Alveus, type deals than I am
yeah.
zoos.
That's
But
why I like Australia Zoo so much because they have like a big thing about like conservation and like
yeah.
looking after animals, but at the same time, like they do, I know they do like shows and stuff like that with the animals. It's a bit like,
Yeah, I feel like hopefully zoos should die out as I know it's not like different countries function a lot differently. Like hunting certain animals is might be illegal here, but isn't illegal in parts of Africa, say, like where it's like a sport thing and rich white men go over and do it. But I think hopefully as human interaction with a lot of those things like speed like it's gonna get to the point where people aren't keeping animals that are then required to go to a zoo or sanctuary. It's gonna the numbers are gonna eventually dwindle where zoos won't be able to get animals anymore. That's the hope. Of course that won't be the case. But in my mind I think that'll be the natural progressions that zoos sort of just die out. But that won't happen.
mm,
Because in theory they should be running out of animals. Because if they're unless they're actively bringing the animals in from the wild, which I think they shouldn't be allowed to do.
correct.
But I'm not a big animal like I don't care enough. Like it's not like I think it's bad or whatever, but it's not like high priority in my moral compass. You know what I mean? But like I it's mainly because I just don't like animals too much. Like I don't like interacting with them. I think let them vibe. Let the ones that don't pass the vibe check have their own vibes in their own little places, and the cool ones that pass the vibe check can stay with us. Why don't people get that? You know what I mean? Oh,
I'm looking for a photo that I took in Tennessee a
you're the only
couple
10
years
I
ago.
see.
That's literally the name of the folder. I need you to know this. But we went to a zoo and maybe we ended up taking it on the phone instead of me handing my $700 camera to someone. But
Oh, right. You have money, calm down.
and my video quality still looks like shit. But we had taken a photo where we like did like the squad pose next to a kangaroo. Because like they had like a section where you can just like walk in and like the kangaroos are just like vibing and you just like walk on the path, and if the kangaroos come up to you, the kangaroos come up to you. And you can like pet them and interact with them, but you're not supposed to like leave off of the path. It's like, you know, they get to set the boundary sort of thing. And a kangaroo, he was just like standing kind of next to the exit. So me and my friends, we like did like the squad pose next to the kangaroo. And we had a nice kangaroo squad photo that is not on in this folder. So I think we must have taken it on a phone or something.
Fair. Yeah, I don't know. The whole zoo thing just sort of hits me like a bit. It doesn't really sit too good with me. But like, it's not even like the concept that I just don't like animals too much. Like I don't like interacting with them because they kind of just freak me out a bit. It's like a friend of mine.
This is why you don't like Maya. It all comes full circle now.
Hey, I didn't say I didn't like Maya. When did I say that? It's like, when did I say that?
I don't know. I'm just hoping to catch you in a self-report by me saying that.
What was I gonna say though? Again, Jesus and his disciples probably liked
Christopher.
things. Oh my lord, I've literally lost my complete train of thought. Oh
James
yeah,
John
a
Happy and
a
Strong.
friend of mine, a good friend of mine.
Mhm.
He doesn't like dogs, and his logic is because he doesn't know what they're thinking. And I used to think,
True.
I was like, I think that's kind of a stupid reason, not like dogs because they're domesticated. But I get that logic for any other animal in the world. You basically, but like, because you couldn't go up to an alligator and even pretend to understand what's going on. Whereas like we've lived with dogs for so long, you're like, okay, waggly tail is Pog, fangs out, ooh, cringe. But like you're not gonna walk up to like a crocodile and go, okay, yep, the left eye lobe is fucking open and the right fucking eardrum is extended. Okay, that means that it's whatever. Like I know the professionals probably know all that deal, but me as a layman isn't gonna be able to walk up and go, is Big Man gonna bite me or like have pets? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I just don't want to get eaten. Is
So
that, is
very good point.
that hard enough? Is that like an unreasonable request?
No,
Well,
you have to get eaten.
this all came from what other fears or like phobias or whatever would you add to the tier list?
Mhm.
And I just went into a massive tangent.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, how long do we just like let him go?
I could go forever. I could just go forever talking about something. I'll find a way. I did also just see Captain Beanie tweeted, so I was a little bit distracted.
Yo, what do you tweet?
I have made the right choice during the local election campaigns. It's got to be the people's favorite Heinz all the way.
Okay.
I don't know what the reference is, but I assume it's because voting was today, and I forgot allegedly forgot to vote. Allegedly didn't wake up in time.
Damn, cringe.
Consider it was around the corner for me. My mom and dad came.
More cringe. Oh my god.
Yeah, my mom and dad came around the corner and were like, "Did you vote?" And I'm like, "That was today." I just forgot.
So ours are always on Tuesdays.
No comment.
I also literally forgot that it was Cinco de Mayo until I was at lunch and we had a little Cinco de Mayo thing set up. I was
So,
like, yes.
what's Cinco de Mayo?
It's technically like Mexican independence or some shit like that, but no one in Mexico cares, and it's just an excuse for white people to
Kind of like St.
culturally
Patty's Day
appropriate.
then.
Yeah. It's literally exactly Mexican St. Patty's Day, basically.
Like,
Americans care way more than the actual country it involves does.
yeah. I have this like one picture on my phone, and I actually should have tweeted it if I had known that it was Cinco de Mayo, and it was just like it's Cinco de Mayo, and it's just like a picture of mayonnaise in a sink, and it says like, I don't know, I'm white. What else do we have to talk about?
Also, I had a couple more fears. Like going fast, like not in a car, like on a bike or like on a skateboard or like anything like that. Like even like running too fast down a fucking hill.
Okay.
Scary. Shit's kind of spooky.
Okay, you mean like you like where you're like racing with someone and then all of a sudden you're going downhill and then you realize that you can't stop and you're kind of doing that thing where you're like trying to like cartoonishly like put your heels into the ground, but you're actually your momentum is going so far forward that you're kind of like, fuck it, I either gotta go forward or I gotta like roll.
Yeah, because like if you like try and stop, you're just gonna fall.
Yeah,
So you're just like fuck.
like
And then same thing on like a bike or like a skateboard or like anything like that. It's also kind of spooky. Like, ooh, I'm gonna like crash and die.
mm-hmm.
Which is also similar, like where I guess like roller coasters for me. I'm like, I'm going to crash and die. This
Wow.
is what happens here.
So I used to believe it
Also
or
F
not,
Jody again.
as a I used to drive a scooter, like a moped. It was a bit bigger than the average one, so I didn't look completely ridiculous. Yeah, it didn't make a big noise. Thank fuck. But I used to drive
You have a
one.
Vespa.
No, I couldn't, because you could technically drive. You could technically drive a motorcycle earlier than you can drive a car in the UK. You can drive it when you're 16.
Of course.
But you can't drive a car till you're 18. So I
Right.
learned that first. My dad had one, and I was like, I'll take this. So I came off it once, and it was pissing down rain. I could barely see. The problem you have is you had to wear a helmet legally, so I had to cover. I had it all over my face, and there's no like window wipers. What you get is you get like a bit of cloth on your glove, so that you can go whoop and just do it yourself. So what happened was I was going down the road at like 25 miles per hour, like a fucking G in my at the 30 miles per hour limit, but it was raining, so I was getting a little slower.
Of course.
Yeah. I couldn't see anything. But the problem is as well is when it's raining, it's normally cold, so I was breathing. It was steaming up everything. I could barely fucking see anything. I went to turn left at the same road that I always go home at, but I just happened to hit a manhole at the same time that I was, so like just like a metal thing in the ground, as I was like turning and accelerating, and the bike went whoop, and just slipped out from underneath me. It continued, and I just slid along the ground, and like no one people are like, oh, you just know, you just do things automatically. I felt like I was in like a fucking action movie. Everything went slow motion. Like what I did was, so my foot didn't get trapped underneath, I like kicked myself off, curled into a ball, and then just slid. And I was like, that was perfect. But like I had all the time in the world to think about it.
Or did you like roll?
No. So what happened was it went down at an angle. So I just like went and like kicked off, and then just went like this and did a little ball.
Oh, so you're like action slide like that.
Yeah, and then it's on my side, went like along the road, and the bike hit nothing, just had a massive scrape along it, and like I was wearing like full waterproofs, so I didn't get hurt at all.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
I was about to ask how bad the road rash was.
It was complete nothing got hit. Guy got out of his car, like lifted the bike up for me. He's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "I'm actually fine," but the adrenaline that was going through my body was like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. And I drove home the whole way home like shaking. And I was like, and I got into the house and my heart was going. I was like, I could just fucking beat someone up. Like I was, and then like about 2 minutes later, I was like crying. I think I was like, what's going on? Shit. It was so weird. Like my whole life just flashed before my eyes. But I get you. Like that's why, like, even if you're going on like a skateboard downhill, if you've ever done that before, like
that's just scary.
Yeah, it's scary because you don't know how you're gonna stop.
I feel like it's scary, but for me, I think I do like roll.
Oh, Joe,
you're cutting out really bad.
You're effing it all. This happens every time. You're F at the times where the key part of the sentence is being said. Okay, hello?
And she's back.
Me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you said it's like, and then you cut out completely after that. Because you said roller skating.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, for me, even though I think it is scary, I get some kind of weird thrill from it, I feel like. Because I do like rollerblading, and I mean, I'm not the best at it, but I will still like go up on top of a hill and just kind of like, just because I put knee pads on, so if I fall, I might scrape my hands. But I don't know. I like stuff like that though. Like I'm a big like roller coaster fan. The only reason I don't do it is because I got bad vertigo. But I do.
Jody
it,
being
so,
an adrenaline junkie completely checks out. That tracks with everything I know about him.
I love it. A bit of thrill in my life, you know.
Yeah, I judge all of my knowledge on Jody off that one night we were drinking and drawing.
Yeah.
That whenever like there was 50 there was like 4 different videos because Jody's stream kept going up and down, up and down, up and down. Then watching you like try to traverse your way up and down a building to get a pizza. From bringing us with you for some reason for a while. Then you put us back. Then you went back to get the pizza. Then you went to go into the kitchen, and it was just a whole ordeal. Then I was like around for a while. It was great.
I actually watched. I was talking about that to my friend yesterday actually about the drinking and drawing stream because I watched back some of it and it's like everything that you're saying, it's like I know it happened, but like me going in the kitchen, me losing my, I lost my student ID.
That's what I remember is
I,
that you lost your ID.
I broke that when I broke my phone as
You
well.
broke your phone? Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
cost me so much money to fix. Oh.
That was a bad night for Jody, but a great night for content.
Yeah, like the thing is,
And you can relive the memories on YouTube
Yeah.
/Notice the VODs.
The thing is, like
Drinking drunk.
I said before, like I'm not a big drinker. That is true, and like obviously I wouldn't have drunk if I didn't want to. But I think because of that, like I don't have much experience of being very drunk, so it was interesting. I mean, it's just I remember when we were talking to who was it? Bad Deal Dude.
Yeah, Gog was there for a while also, I believe.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to Bad Deal Dude. Give us a prompt, and like there's
Yes.
just a
He
clip of me,
explained it 10 fucking times. Yeah.
and then I drew Cootie Cinderella. So, yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
That
it
was
happens.
something anyway.
What a life. What a life.
What a life. Alrighty, well, I'll be honest. I'm out of shit to talk about. It's just been kind of a blah week.
I feel you. We've been going for a while. I think now would be a lovely wrapping
Yeah,
up point.
the world's longest intro. Well done, guys.
Well done. We did it. Yeah. So now that we finally introduced the podcast, today
Let's get
we are
into
going
it.
to be talking about. So it literally says topic 6 is Z is going to end it all. I did not put this topic. What is this about?
I did. Whenever we were about to go live, you were like, you didn't copy and paste the tweet properly. And went, I'm gonna fucking end it all in a video game.
In a video game, of course, yeah. Because we had literally just talked about how it was episode 11, and then I tweeted out, get ready for episode 10. I was like, God damn it. And so I deleted the tweet, but I forgot to copy the tweet before I deleted it, so I had to retype out the tweet again. I was like, damn it!
Well, speaking of
tiny frustrations.
Speaking of tweets and Twitter, hey, I've been Curly801. You should find me on Twitter also under the Curly801 name. And you should also check out the LSF Twitter. Just saying.
At LSF Frogs.
And who else have we been joined on the noisy? I did this. Sorry, I was watching the Great Debate also on YouTube. Where I said Noity Jody 2. Whatever it does with your name, Jody, I can't say Noisy Jody too fast without saying Noity Jody.
That's okay.
Noity
Like Noity Jody.
Yeah, we're on Jody's channel and also with Z if you want to goodbye yourself.
Twitch.tv/NoticeZ. Tomorrow I'm either streaming Ratchet and Clank or Curly and I are going to stream Peglin together. One of the two.
I've learned that today.
Well, I messaged you about it while you were getting drunk with friends.
Hey.
Do you remember the stream idea?
Nope.
Alright, so Curly and I are going to peg each other live on stream.
Wow.
Wow. We start a run of Peglin at the same time, and then whoever, we just wager one sub. And then whoever makes it further, you win the sub, and then we just go for however many rounds we want to go.
I vaguely remember this conversation. I wasn't very drunk, but I feel like this was like in a. Was that when I sent you the picture of you drinking the wine?
You did. You're like, I'm down, but I'm drinking right now. I was like, it's fine. I won't have time to stream until Wednesday at the earliest anyway. And then he sent me a picture of you drinking wine. I was like, excellent.
Man of culture. Yeah.
But yeah. So tune in for one of those two things tomorrow.
Yeah, Jody, what about yourself? She's aft. You can find Noisy
Just turns off the camera.
You can find Noisy Jody at twitch.tv/NoisyJody2. Also on Twitter, and I believe you can watch my favorite Noisy Jody content. Twin versus twin.
No! No! My camera came back to say no.
But yeah.
Actually, no. Twin versus twin is class. Anyway.
Yeah, go to.
I cut off, so I don't know what just happened.
Okay, well, I've said goodbye on your behalf, Jody. As
Thank
you were
you.
effing.
Yeah.
here's a nice cut for whoever's editing this. Just edit out this bit where I'm saying this is a really good cut, and then just cut it here, and then I'll say, oh, that's been really hype podcast, and then just there we go.